Good day, my dear friends. I want to begin with a simple question. What if one small, uncomfortable choice could completely change the direction of your life? We spend so much time searching for easy paths, comfortable routines, and quick solutions that we often forget one timeless truth. Growth is rarely comfortable. Sometimes the greatest lessons don't arrive through success, they come through discomfort. Today, I invite you to think differently about the struggles you face, because what feels like an irritation today may become the very thing that strengthens your character tomorrow. Imagine placing a little salt inside your shoes before taking a long walk. Every step would remind you that something isn't right. You couldn't ignore it. You couldn't walk carelessly. You would become aware of every movement you make. Life works in much the same way. The small hardships we wish would disappear are often the very things that awaken us from spiritual sleep and emotional laziness. Most people pray for comfort. But comfort has never built greatness. The strongest people are not those who avoided pain. They are the ones who learned how to walk through it without allowing it to steal their hope. Every disappointment, every rejection, every lonely night has the potential to shape a wiser, kinder, and stronger version of you if you refuse to waste the lesson hidden inside the struggle. Think about the challenges you have tried so hard to escape. Perhaps it is financial pressure, a broken relationship, a difficult job, or an unanswered prayer. It feels unfair. It feels exhausting. Yet those very experiences may be teaching patience, resilience, humility, and faith, qualities that comfort could never produce. The greatest treasures of character are often forged in the hottest fires of adversity. Pain has a remarkable way of exposing what truly matters. When everything is easy, we often become distracted by temporary pleasures. But when life becomes difficult, we begin asking deeper questions. We rediscover our purpose. We appreciate the people who truly love us. We learn that possessions cannot heal an empty heart, and success cannot replace inner peace. There is something powerful about choosing to keep moving, even when every step feels uncomfortable. That decision transforms ordinary people into extraordinary examples of courage. You don't become brave because fear disappears. You become brave because you decide that your purpose is greater than your fear. Every difficult step strengthens muscles you never knew existed inside your soul. Many people believe happiness comes from removing every inconvenience. But lasting joy is different. Joy grows when you realize that your circumstances do not control your spirit. You may have storms around you, but you can still have peace within you. You may carry burdens on your shoulders while carrying hope in your heart. That kind of strength cannot be bought, inherited, or borrowed. It is earned through faithful endurance. Life has a way of testing everyone differently. Some face criticism that wounds deeply. Others battle anxiety that no one else can see. Some wake up every morning carrying responsibilities that seem impossible. Yet every person has a choice. They can become bitter because of their pain, or they can become better because of it. The difference lies not in what happens to us, but in how we respond. Never underestimate the value of small, daily decisions. Great lives are not built in one dramatic moment. They are built through thousands of ordinary choices made with extraordinary consistency. Choosing kindness when you feel angry. Choosing honesty when deception seems easier. Choosing forgiveness when revenge feels justified. choosing faith when doubt whispers the loudest. These choices quietly shape your destiny. The world often celebrates visible victories, but the greatest battles are usually invisible. They happen in the heart when no one is watching. Every time you resist giving up, every time you stand after falling, every time you choose hope over despair, you are winning a victory that no applause can measure. These unseen victories prepare you for the visible successes that arrive later. Remember that discomfort is temporary, but the person you become because of it can last forever. The strongest trees are not those protected from every storm. They are the ones whose roots grew deeper because fierce winds forced them to hold on. In the same way, your trials are giving your soul deeper roots so that future storms will not easily shake you. Sometimes the answer to your prayers is not immediate relief, but greater strength. Sometimes the closed door protects you from a path that would have harmed you. Sometimes the delay prepares you for blessings you are not yet ready to receive. What feels like silence may actually be preparation. What feels like waiting may actually be transformation. If life feels uncomfortable today, don't rush to believe that everything is going wrong. Perhaps you are simply growing. Perhaps your character is expanding beyond what comfort could ever produce. Perhaps every difficult step is preparing you for a purpose far greater than you can currently imagine. Trust that meaningful growth often begins where convenience ends. So, as you leave today, don't fear the salt in your shoes. Let it remind you that every challenge has the power to awaken your strength, deepen your faith, sharpen your wisdom, and reveal your true character. Keep walking when the road is hard. Keep believing when the answers seem distant. Keep choosing hope over fear and purpose over comfort. One day, you will look back and realize that the very discomfort you once begged to escape became the greatest blessing that transformed your life into a story of courage, perseverance, and lasting victory. Thank you, and may you continue walking forward with unwavering faith, resilient hearts, and the confidence that every difficult step is leading you towards something far greater than you ever imagined. Have you ever noticed how quickly we try to remove anything that makes us uncomfortable? The moment life becomes difficult, we search for the fastest way out. We want the pain to disappear, the problem to be solved, and the pressure to end. We naturally believe that comfort is a sign everything is going well. But what if discomfort is not your enemy? What if it is one of life's greatest teachers? The moments you wish you could escape may be the very moments shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Think about how every meaningful achievement requires discomfort. A student spends long nights studying before earning a degree. An athlete pushes through sore muscles before winning a championship. A musician practices for thousands of hours before performing beautifully. A builder lays one brick after another before a magnificent structure appears. In every area of life, growth begins where comfort ends. No one reaches greatness by staying in the safest place. Every step forward demands effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. The same principle applies to your personal life. Difficult seasons have a unique way of revealing strengths you never knew you possessed. When everything is easy, you rarely discover what you're truly capable of. But when challenges arrive, something inside you begins to awaken. You learn to be patient when answers don't come quickly. You learn courage when fear tells you to quit. You learn endurance when every step feels heavy. Those qualities cannot be purchased, inherited, or borrowed. They are developed only through experience. Imagine walking with a small irritation inside your shoe. Every step would remind you that something isn't comfortable. You would pay attention to how you walk. You would become more aware of your surroundings. In much the same way, life's difficulties force us to become more conscious. They wake us from routine. They make us question our priorities. They remind us that we cannot simply drift through life without purpose. Sometimes discomfort exists not to destroy you, but to awaken you. Many people mistakenly believe that an easy life is the best life. Yet history repeatedly shows that people who leave the greatest impact are often those who endured tremendous hardship. Their struggles shaped their character. Their failures taught them wisdom. Their disappointments strengthened their resolve. They didn't become remarkable because life treated them gently. They became remarkable because they refused to let adversity define them. There is an important difference between pain and defeat. Pain is something you experience. Defeat is something you choose. You may encounter rejection, failure, criticism, or uncertainty, but those experiences do not determine your future. They simply become teachers along the journey. Every mistake carries a lesson. Every setback contains an opportunity. Every obstacle invites you to become stronger than you were yesterday. The people who grow are those who ask, "What can this teach me?" instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" One of the greatest dangers of comfort is that it can quietly convince you that you no longer need to grow. When life feels predictable, it becomes easy to settle into habits that require little effort. You stop challenging yourself. You stop learning. You stop taking risks that could help you reach your potential. Without realizing it, comfort slowly becomes a prison disguised as peace. It feels safe, but it also limits who you can become. Discomfort, on the other hand, stretches your abilities. It forces you to adapt. It teaches flexibility, resilience, and creativity. When one door closes, you begin searching for another. When one plan fails, you learn to create a better one. Instead of depending on perfect circumstances, you begin depending on your determination. That shift changes everything, because your confidence is no longer built upon what happens around you, but upon who you are becoming within. There will be days when the lessons seem too difficult. You may wonder why life feels unfair. You may question whether your efforts are worth it. During those moments, remember that every season serves a purpose. Seeds spend time buried beneath the ground before they ever break through the surface. From the outside, nothing appears to be happening. Yet beneath the soil, roots are growing stronger. In the same way, your periods of waiting and struggle may be developing unseen strength that will support future success. Consider how pressure transforms ordinary materials into something extraordinary. Diamonds are formed under intense pressure. Gold is refined through fire. Steel becomes stronger when it is heated and shaped. Nature itself demonstrates that valuable things are often created through difficult processes. Human character follows the same pattern. The pressure you experience today may be producing strength, wisdom, and maturity that could never develop in easier circumstances. Another powerful lesson discomfort teaches is humility. Success can sometimes make people believe they no longer need help or guidance. But hardship reminds us that we all have limitations. It teaches compassion because we begin to understand the struggles of others. It softens our hearts toward those carrying burdens we cannot see. Often, the people who offer the greatest encouragement are those who have experienced the deepest pain themselves. Discomfort also teaches gratitude. When life is filled with blessings, we sometimes overlook them. We assume they will always be there. Yet after experiencing loss or hardship, even the smallest joys become precious. A peaceful morning, a supportive friend, a kind word, or a simple opportunity begins to carry greater meaning. Difficult seasons have a way of opening our eyes to gifts we once ignored. Perhaps the most valuable lesson discomfort teaches is perseverance. Anyone can continue when the path is easy. True character is revealed when the road becomes difficult. It is revealed when you choose to keep moving despite uncertainty. It is revealed when you refuse to surrender your hope, even when progress seems invisible. Every time you continue despite the struggle, you strengthen your ability to face future challenges with confidence. Life will never be completely free of discomfort. There will always be unexpected obstacles, unanswered questions, and difficult seasons. But instead of fearing them, begin to see them differently. Every challenge carries the potential to shape your character. Every obstacle offers an opportunity to grow stronger. Every uncomfortable step can become a lesson that prepares you for responsibilities greater than you can currently imagine. So the next time life feels uncomfortable, resist the urge to believe that everything is going wrong. Instead, ask yourself what this season is trying to teach you. Perhaps it is teaching patience. Perhaps it is building courage. Perhaps it is strengthening your faith, your discipline, or your resilience. Whatever the lesson may be, embrace it with confidence. The discomfort you experience today is temporary, but the strength it produces can remain with you for the rest of your life. One day, you may look back and realize that the hardest season was not the one that broke you. It was the one that built you into someone wiser, stronger, more compassionate, and fully prepared for the purpose waiting ahead. Every person carries a story that others cannot fully see. Behind every smile may be silent battles. Behind every achievement may be countless failures. And behind every moment of success may be years of disappointment. When challenges arrive, our first instinct is often to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" We assume that hardship has interrupted our journey. But what if the challenge is actually part of the journey? What if every obstacle carries a purpose that can shape your future in ways you cannot yet imagine? Think about the moments in your life that changed you the most. They were probably not the easiest days. They were the days when you had to make difficult decisions, face painful realities, or continue moving forward despite uncertainty. Those moments stretched your character. They forced you to grow beyond the person you once were. While comfort often leaves us unchanged, challenges have the power to transform us from the inside out. Life has an interesting way of preparing people before giving them greater responsibility. A tree must grow deep roots before it can survive powerful storms. If its roots remain shallow, the first strong wind will pull it from the ground. In the same way, your struggles may be developing the inner strength you will need for opportunities that are still ahead. What feels like delay today may actually be preparation for tomorrow. Financial struggles, for example, can teach lessons that wealth alone never could. They teach discipline, careful planning, gratitude, and the value of every opportunity. Someone who has learned to manage little often becomes wiser when entrusted with much. The season of lack may feel painful, but it builds habits that can protect future success. Without those lessons, sudden prosperity might be wasted instead of appreciated. Rejection is another challenge that many people fear. No one enjoys hearing no. Whether it comes from a job application, a relationship, or a dream that didn't work out, rejection can feel deeply personal. Yet many times, rejection redirects your path toward something better. Had every door opened exactly when you wanted, you might never have discovered the place where you truly belonged. Sometimes the closed door is not punishment, it is protection. Sometimes it is preparation for an opportunity that fits your purpose far better than the one you lost. Failure also carries tremendous value when viewed with the right perspective. Society often teaches us to avoid failure at all costs, but failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Every mistake reveals something that success could never show. It exposes weaknesses that need improvement. It teaches humility, patience, and resilience. More importantly, it reminds us that our identity is not defined by one unsuccessful attempt. Failure is not the end of the story unless we decide to stop writing the next chapter. Consider how a sculptor creates a masterpiece from a rough block of stone. At first glance, every strike of the chisel appears destructive. Pieces fall away. Sharp edges disappear. The stone experiences pressure from every direction. Yet the sculptor sees something hidden within that no one else can see. Every careful strike reveals more of the masterpiece waiting inside. Life often works in a similar way. The difficult experiences that seem to remove pieces of your confidence, pride, or comfort may actually be revealing the strongest version of yourself. Challenges also teach compassion. A person who has experienced loneliness understands how to comfort someone who feels forgotten. A person who has overcome loss knows how to stand beside someone who is grieving. A person who has struggled financially often becomes more generous because they understand the pain of having little. Our greatest hardships frequently become the source of our greatest ability to help others. The pain you survive today may become the encouragement someone else desperately needs tomorrow. Many people believe purpose is something they discover all at once. In reality, purpose is often revealed gradually through life's experiences. Every challenge adds another layer of wisdom. Every setback teaches another valuable lesson. Every obstacle strengthens another area of character. Looking back, what once appeared to be random difficulties often fit together like pieces of a larger puzzle. Only with time do we realize that every experience had its place. One of the greatest mistakes people make is comparing their journey to someone else's. You may look around and wonder why others seem to have easier lives, while your path feels filled with obstacles. But comparison blinds us to the unique work being done within our own lives. Every person has a different assignment, different strengths, and different lessons to learn. Your challenges are not evidence that you have been forgotten. They may simply reflect the unique purpose for which you are being prepared. Patience becomes one of the most valuable qualities during difficult seasons. We naturally want immediate answers and quick solutions, yet meaningful growth rarely happens overnight. Just as a seed requires time beneath the soil before becoming a tree, your character requires time to develop. You may not see visible progress every day, but unseen growth is still taking place. The strongest foundations are built slowly, because they are designed to last. There are moments when it seems as though nothing is changing despite your efforts. You continue working hard, praying, learning, and persevering, yet the breakthrough does not arrive. During those seasons, remember that not all progress is visible. A builder spends considerable time laying a foundation before anyone sees the walls rise. The hidden work determines the strength of everything that follows. Likewise, your unseen perseverance is preparing you for visible victories in the future. Challenges also reveal who you truly are. It is easy to speak about courage when life is comfortable. It is much harder to demonstrate courage when fear surrounds you. It is easy to talk about kindness when everyone treats you well. It is much harder to remain kind when faced with criticism or betrayal. Difficult circumstances expose the values that truly guide your life. They separate temporary emotions from lasting character. Instead of asking why a challenge has appeared, begin asking what it is teaching you. Perhaps it is teaching discipline where there was once laziness. Perhaps it is developing patience where there was once impatience. Perhaps it is replacing fear with courage or pride with humility. Every lesson learned today becomes a strength you carry into tomorrow. Nothing is wasted when you allow hardship to shape your character instead of hardening your heart. The remarkable truth is that many of life's greatest blessings arrive wearing the disguise of difficulty. The challenge that frustrates you today may become the story that inspires others tomorrow. The rejection that broke your heart may lead you toward an opportunity greater than anything you lost. The struggle that tested your endurance may become the reason you are able to stand confidently when others give up. Every challenge has the potential to become part of a greater purpose if you refuse to let it defeat you. So when life places obstacles in your path, do not immediately assume that you are moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes the obstacle is there to strengthen your faith, sharpen your wisdom, deepen your compassion, and prepare your character for responsibilities greater than you can currently imagine. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that every challenge carries a purpose. Even when you cannot understand the reason today, trust that one day you will look back and realize that what seemed like the greatest obstacle was actually preparing you for the greatest chapter of your life. There are many things in life that are beyond your control. You cannot control the weather, the opinions of other people, unexpected disappointments, or the challenges that suddenly appear without warning. You cannot stop people from misunderstanding you, criticizing you, or walking away from your life. You cannot always prevent failure, loss, or hardship. But there is one thing that no circumstance can take from you: the power to choose your response. That single choice often determines the direction of your future more than the event itself. Two people can experience the exact same hardship and end up with completely different lives. One allows the pain to make them bitter, while the other allows it to make them wiser. One sees every obstacle as proof that life is unfair, while the other sees every obstacle as an opportunity to grow. The difference is not found in their circumstances, it is found in their attitude. Your response has the power to transform your greatest setback into your greatest stepping stone. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is strong, the rain is falling, and the path ahead is difficult to see. You have two choices. You can sit down and surrender to the storm, or you can keep walking one step at a time. The storm may slow your progress, but it does not have the authority to decide your destination. Your decision to keep moving is what carries you forward. Life works the same way. Challenges may delay you, but they do not have to define you. Many people spend years waiting for perfect circumstances before they decide to move forward. They say, "I'll start when everything gets easier. I'll be happy when all my problems disappear. I'll pursue my dream when I'm no longer afraid." But perfect circumstances rarely exist. If you wait until every obstacle is removed, you may spend your entire life waiting. The people who accomplished great things are not those who had perfect conditions. They are those who chose to move forward despite imperfect circumstances. Your attitude acts like a lens through which you see the world. If you constantly expect defeat, every challenge will appear impossible. If you choose hope, even difficult situations begin to reveal opportunities. Hope does not ignore reality. It simply refuses to believe that today's struggle is the end of tomorrow's story. It gives you the courage to continue when visible evidence seems limited. One of the greatest examples of the power of response is found in failure. Everyone fails at something. Every successful person has experienced disappointment, rejection, mistakes, and moments when nothing seemed to work. The difference is that they refused to allow failure to become their identity. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," they chose to say, "I experienced a failure, but I can learn from it." That small change in perspective changes everything. Failure becomes a lesson instead of a life sentence. Criticism also reveals the importance of your response. No matter how kind, talented, or hardworking you are, someone will eventually misunderstand or criticize you. You cannot control what others say, but you can control whether you allow their words to shape your identity. If you give every negative opinion authority over your life, you will constantly live according to the expectations of others. But when you know your values and your purpose, criticism becomes something you evaluate instead of something that controls you. There will be moments when people disappoint you. Friends may leave, promises may be broken, trust may be damaged. During those moments, bitterness often seems like the easiest response. Yet bitterness quietly steals your peace while doing nothing to change the past. Forgiveness, though difficult, frees your heart from carrying unnecessary weight. It does not excuse wrong actions, but it prevents those actions from controlling your future. Sometimes, the greatest victory is not changing another person, but protecting your own heart from becoming hardened. Your response is especially important during seasons of waiting. Waiting can be frustrating because progress often feels invisible. You work hard, remain faithful, and continue believing, yet nothing appears to change. During those moments, discouragement whispers that your efforts are pointless. But character is often built in the waiting. Patience grows when immediate answers are unavailable. Endurance develops when the finish line is still far away. The waiting season is not empty time, it is preparation time. Think about a seed planted beneath the soil. For weeks, nothing appears on the surface. Anyone looking from the outside might believe nothing is happening. Yet, beneath the ground, roots are growing stronger every day. Those hidden roots will eventually support the tree that everyone admires. Your life often follows the same pattern. The progress you cannot see today may be preparing you for success that others will one day notice. Your daily choices also shape your future, far more than occasional dramatic decisions. Every morning you choose whether to begin the day with gratitude or complaint. Every conversation gives you the opportunity to speak words that encourage or discourage. Every challenge allows you to choose courage instead of fear, discipline instead of laziness, and hope instead of despair. These small decisions may seem insignificant, but over time, they determine the direction of your life. There is incredible strength in refusing to surrender your values when circumstances become difficult. Anyone can remain kind when treated well. The true test comes when kindness is returned with criticism. Anyone can remain hopeful when life is easy. Real hope shines brightest during dark seasons. Anyone can continue when the road is smooth. Perseverance becomes meaningful when the path grows steep. Your response reveals the depth of your character more than your achievements ever could. The people who inspire the world are rarely those who avoided hardship. They are those who responded to hardship with courage, wisdom, humility, and determination. They understood that while they could not control every event, they could control the spirit with which they faced it. That choice became the foundation of their strength. Every challenge became another opportunity to demonstrate resilience instead of surrender. There will always be voices telling you to quit. Fear will whisper that you are not strong enough. Doubt will tell you that nothing will ever change. Discouragement will suggest that your efforts are meaningless. But those voices do not have the final word. Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to choose faith over fear, perseverance over surrender, gratitude over complaint, and purpose over comfort. Those choices gradually reshape your thinking until strength becomes your natural response instead of your exception. Never underestimate the influence of one positive decision made during a difficult moment. A single choice to keep going can change the course of your future. A single act of forgiveness can restore peace to your heart. A single decision to learn from failure can open doors that once seemed permanently closed. Great lives are rarely transformed by one extraordinary event. They are transformed by ordinary people making extraordinary choices day after day. So when life presents you with situations beyond your control, remember that your greatest power is not found in changing every circumstance. Your greatest power lies in choosing how you will respond. Choose courage when fear appears. Choose hope when disappointment arrives. Choose perseverance when the journey becomes difficult. Choose gratitude even when life feels uncertain. Those choices will not remove every storm, but they will shape you into the kind of person who can stand strong in the middle of any storm, knowing that your response today is creating the future you will live tomorrow. Every great journey begins with a single step, but what truly separates extraordinary people from ordinary ones is not how they begin, it is how they continue. Anyone can start with excitement. Anyone can dream when the road ahead looks smooth and full of promise. The real test comes when the excitement fades, when obstacles appear, and when every step becomes difficult. It is during those moments that success quietly asks one simple question: will you keep walking? Life has a way of placing challenges exactly where we least expect them. You may begin a new chapter with confidence, only to face disappointment almost immediately. A business may struggle before it succeeds. A relationship may require more patience than you imagined. A career may demand years of hard work before recognition arrives. Dreams rarely unfold according to our timetable. The temptation to quit often appears just before the greatest breakthrough. That is why perseverance is one of the most valuable qualities a person can develop. Imagine climbing a mountain. At the bottom, the peak seems impossibly far away. As you begin climbing, your legs grow tired, your breathing becomes heavier, and the path becomes steeper. There may even be moments when clouds cover the summit, making you wonder whether reaching the top is even possible. If you focus only on how far you still have to go, discouragement will quickly take over. But if you focus on taking one more step, then another, and another, you slowly move closer to the destination. Progress is rarely made through giant leaps. It is made through consistent, determined steps. Many people believe that successful individuals never feel like giving up. The truth is quite the opposite. They experience discouragement just like everyone else. They face moments of fear, doubt, exhaustion, and uncertainty. The difference is that they refuse to let those feelings make their decisions. Feelings change from day to day, but commitment remains steady. When you are committed to your purpose, you continue moving forward even when your emotions tell you to stop. There will be seasons when your efforts seem invisible. You work hard, remain faithful, and continue doing the right thing, yet nothing appears to change. It can feel as though you are walking without making progress. During those moments, remember that some of the most important growth happens beneath the surface. Just as roots grow underground before a tree reaches toward the sky, your perseverance is developing strength that cannot yet be seen. The unseen work is preparing you for the visible results that will come later. Think about the people you admire most. Their stories are rarely stories of easy victories. They are stories of persistence. They failed more times than most people realize. They faced rejection that nearly broke their spirit. They encountered criticism that questioned their abilities. Yet they kept walking. Every obstacle became another reason to become stronger rather than another excuse to quit. Their achievements were built upon thousands of moments when they chose perseverance over surrender. One of the greatest lies we tell ourselves is that stopping will make the pain disappear. Sometimes quitting may remove temporary discomfort, but it often creates a much deeper pain, the pain of regret. Years later, many people do not regret trying and failing. They regret never discovering what could have happened if they had simply kept going. Regret has a way of lingering far longer than temporary hardship. The challenge you face today may last for a season, but the satisfaction of knowing you refused to quit can remain with you for a lifetime. Every difficult step develops something valuable within you. Patience grows when the answer takes longer than expected. Courage grows when fear is present, but you choose to move anyway. Discipline grows when you continue working despite a lack of motivation. Wisdom grows when you learn from mistakes instead of repeating them. These qualities become part of your character, and unlike material success, no one can take them away from you. They become permanent strengths that serve you throughout every stage of life. There will always be people who misunderstand your journey. Some will question your decisions. Others may laugh at your dreams or tell you that your goals are unrealistic. If you allow every opinion to determine your direction, you will spend your life walking towards someone else's destination instead of your own. Sometimes perseverance means believing in your purpose even when no one else understands it. The greatest achievements often begin as dreams that only one person can see. It is also important to remember that progress is not always measured by speed. In today's world, people celebrate instant success, but lasting success is usually built slowly. A house is constructed one brick at a time. A book is written one page at a time. A garden grows one day at a time. Strong relationships are built one conversation at a time. Likewise, your future is shaped by the small, faithful steps you take each day. Never underestimate the power of consistent effort. Small actions repeated over time create extraordinary results. Sometimes the road becomes difficult because life is preparing you for greater responsibilities. A person who has never faced adversity may not have the strength to handle future success. Challenges develop maturity. They teach you how to remain calm under pressure, how to solve problems wisely, and how to continue leading even when circumstances become difficult. The strength you build today will support the opportunities that arrive tomorrow. There is remarkable beauty in refusing to give up when everything around you suggests that you should. It is during those moments that your true character shines brightest. Anyone can smile when life is easy. Real strength is revealed when you continue believing after disappointment, continue loving after heartbreak, continue serving after criticism, and continue hoping after countless delays. Those moments shape the person you are becoming far more than moments of comfort ever could. As you continue walking, you may not always notice how much you have grown. Growth often happens gradually. You become more patient than you were last year. You handle difficulties with greater wisdom. You recover from disappointment more quickly. You become less controlled by fear and more guided by purpose. These changes may seem small from one day to the next, but over time, they transform your entire life. Looking back, you realize that every difficult step strengthened you in ways you never expected. Never confuse a slow season with a wasted season. Some chapters of life are designed to teach lessons rather than produce immediate results. During those seasons, continue planting seeds of kindness, discipline, integrity, and faithfulness. Even if you cannot see the harvest yet, every seed matters. Nothing done with perseverance is ever truly wasted. In time, the results of your faithful efforts will begin to appear, often when you least expect them. Remember that your journey is unique. Do not compare your progress with someone else's path. Some people reach certain milestones earlier while others take longer because they are being prepared differently. Your timeline does not determine your worth. What matters is that you keep moving forward with courage and determination. Every step you take is bringing you closer to the person you are meant to become. So, when life feels heavy and the road seems endless, refuse to believe that stopping is your only option. Lift your eyes, take a deep breath, and choose one more step, then another, and another after that. You do not have to see the entire path to keep moving. You simply have to trust that each faithful step is carrying you toward a future greater than your present struggle. One day, you will stand on the mountain you once believed was impossible to climb, and you will realize that your greatest victory was never just reaching the top. Your greatest victory was becoming the kind of person who refused to quit, no matter how difficult the journey became.